Welcome to this week's edition of Ridge News. I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Caitlin.
So, Caitlin, if you were stranded on a deserted island with no one around for miles and miles and you could only take one thing, what would that be?
I don't know. That's a hard one. What about you?
I'd probably take a magic lamp.
Why would you take that?
Well, you see, if I got bored, I could rub it and I'd have a friend, the genie, and he could grant me 3 wishes.
That's pretty lame. But besides that, let's hear what PRP had to say. Here's Matt Bremen with Man on the Prow.
Man on the Prow, what's your name?
Jason.
Jason, all right. If you were stranded on an island, what's 2 things you would bring?
I'd bring, I guess, like a knife and a lighter. That's
Why?
about it. Well, the knife just like I could just break up wood and stuff and make house and stuff, and the lighter just to start a fire and get warm.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, we're here with Mr. McKay. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right. We have one question for you. If you were stranded on an island and you could only bring 2 things, what would be the 2 things you bring?
You're serious.
Yes.
I'm serious too. Food and a Bible. Food for thought, food for my body.
Good answer. I didn't even think about that. Good answer.
I was this right off the top of my head.
All right, we're here with Keyshawn. All right, Keyshawn. If you were stranded on an island, what's 2 things you bring?
Well, I bring 3 things: me, myself, and I. That's all I need, to survive.
All right, we're here with Miss Keithley. Miss Keithley, if you could bring 2 things to an island, what would you bring?
Matches and a bicycle.
If you were stranded on an island, what's 2 things you bring?
Diet Mountain Dew and a soccer ball.
Why?
Because I am, for some reason, addicted to quenching my thirst with Diet Mountain Dew from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to bed. I'm trying to stop. I'm working on it, but it's just not going very well. Also, a soccer ball. I just love the sport.
All right, thanks.
Have a good one.
I like Mr. McKay's choice the best.
Me too. But some of you may not know that this past weekend was the anniversary of Pearl Harbor. Let's take a minute to remember.
The roar of the planes you now hear is not a tank maneuver. It's not a maneuver. We're being attacked. It's an air raid.
The Japanese attack on Pearl Harbor on December the 7th, 1941, here dramatically shot by Japanese film crews for propaganda purposes, not only crippled America's Pacific fleet, it changed the course of history. Just the day before the...
Why is it important to remember Pearl Harbor?
It's one of the most important events that we teach in U.S. history, and they will tell you why.
It's one of the main reasons that the U.S. got drawn into World War II.
It was important because a lot of people died.
Why is it important for people to remember Pearl Harbor?
Pearl Harbor is an important day in our history. FDR told us that it was a date which would live in infamy, and because it represented an attack of Americans on American soil. And if we don't remember those days, then we forget and we lose sight of the fact that our men and women, in that case mostly men, died and gave their lives on that day for our freedom and the things that we enjoy and receive today from their sacrifice.
Perfect. That's one day that I'll always remember. Now here's Billy with a look at the weather. Billy?
Thanks, guys. Well, we got a lot to talk about for this week's weather, including last week's weather conditions. Well, starting off, we had some crazy weather conditions the previous week. Temperatures dropped to the low 20s with the roads covered in ice, causing us to be out of school Friday, and some days out of school this week. Speaking of this week, we have some really chilly conditions with the week staying in the high 30s and low 40s, and 90% chance of rain this Saturday. With the remaining of the week looking partially cloudy with some very slight chances of rain. Well, that's it for the weather. Don't forget to wrap up, PRP.
Thanks, Billy. We only have a few more days off before break. And I don't know about you, but I'm trying to finish some papers and group projects.
I know just the guy that can help with that. Here's Brandon LeDuc with this week's Tech Tip.
Do you find yourself trying to work on a group project but have no way to actually meet? This week I'm going to show you how to share a document on Google Drive. To create a document on Google Drive, sign into Google with your Google account. Click the app launcher, then click Drive, click Create, and choose the document. Rename the document by clicking the document's name. To share a document, click Share. Invite your friends by email, Google+, Facebook, and even your followers on Twitter. Now you and your friends can collaborate on the same document. Everywhere you go, everything you need goes with you on Google Drive. Well, that's it for this week's Tech Tip. I'm Brandon Leduc.
That's a neat way to share documents.
Yeah, it is. Now here's Austin Lutz with a look at our recent sports.
We've just started winter sports here at PRP. The boys and girls basketball team both tipped off against Doss. The boys' record stands at 1-1 with a win against Atherton. The girls are 1-0 with a win against Doss. The Panthers bowling team is off to a hot start this season as both the girls and boys are undefeated. Come out and support your bowlers. Congrats to cheerleading for winning their 4th straight regional championship. Come see them Saturday at 3 in Lexington as they compete for another state championship. Back to you guys.
Our teams are really looking up this year.
Yeah, they are. I got to make a few games. Well, that's it for this week's edition for Ridge News. Tell us what you think at ridgenewspanthers@gmail.com.
Signing off for the Ridge News, I'm Caitlin.
And I'm Jonathan. Stay classy, PRP.